Good morning. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Jessica Nicole. I am a self-published YA author of fantasy romance novels, and I woke up late. I I don't know, my body's just tired. I've been doing like home improvements around my mom's house and going to the gym every day, and I'm just like really tired. So I managed to get my 2,000 words yesterday. Super excited about that. What I did not manage to do was stay awake long enough to journal. But I woke up at like 4 in the morning, like just laid out across the foot of my bed. Woke up and decided to go ahead and journal really quickly because I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to write about my writing schedule for the rest of the year, and so I'm going to share that with you guys right now. But yeah, yesterday I was painting the outside of the house, and so like I'm so stiff and sore. And then like right after we finished painting that side of the house, we went to the gym. So yeah, I am still in my nightgown. My mom got me this for my birthday, and it's so comfortable. I feel like somebody's grandma, but it's super comfortable. I am going to actually get up and do some self-care before I start writing. It's about 9, and so I want to start writing about 10. So I'm going to very quickly share with you my writing schedule and kind of explain it, and then I'm going to get to writing. I'm also going to share with you my additions to my Moonshot Pinterest board, and yeah, so let me go ahead and show you my writing schedule for the rest of 2022. Okay, so like I said, I did this early this morning. My writing process is very different from most people's. Yes, I take a book from idea to published in 3 months, or that's my goal. That's what I'm shooting for. I revise and edit as I draft, so I go back over those chapters multiple times because I go back and change things in the middle of like writing the book. So that's why I've got that notes section on my Notions page when I was planning my novels. If you go back a couple of vlogs back, you'll see how I used Notion to plan the current novel I'm writing, Moonshot. But it starts how my stories work, how my writing process works. I do what works for me, and you should do what works for you. But I start with an idea, inspiration, so then I make a Pinterest board for the book just to inspire me, get me, get my mind going with ideas. Then I organize my thoughts in Notion to plan the story. I plan as I go, I revise as I go, I edit as I go. So I'm a discovery writer, that's how I work. And then I'm writing 2,000 words a day, revising those words, going back over it over and over. I might go back to chapter 1 3 weeks after I wrote it and, fix things. So yeah, I do, it did take me 2 years to write and publish Sparks and Shadows. That's because I had a lot of stuff going on, and I didn't really have a schedule for writing. Like, I'd go months without writing. I went all of, like, 2021, not all of 2021, but a lot. I went a long time without writing that book, so, but now I'm trying to be more consistent. So anyway, let me explain these colors. So down here at the bottom, I have a key. If it's underlined in orange, I'm starting that book that month. If it's underlined in blue, I'm continuing that book that month. If it's underlined in pink, I'm finishing that book that month. And then if it's underlined in green, I'm publishing the book that month. So, we are in June now. Published Sparks and Shadows, did it. Start writing Moonshot, did it. In July, I'm going to be continuing Moonshot. And I'm also going to start a book called Ladylike, which is kind of about spies in a kingdom, and she's trying to join the secret society of spies in the kingdom where she lives. I am going to finish Moonshot in August, and also in August I'm continuing Ladylike. because my goal was to write and release 4 books this year, and I've only done 1 and we're halfway through the year. So the second half of the year is going to be busy with writing. Thankfully, next year my work shouldn't be as busy. I'm doing everything I can to be prepped and ready to go for next year, before next year even starts, before next school year even starts. And plus, in my district, we are moving to a 4-day school week. So we will have Fridays off, except for the first and last 6 weeks. So sometimes we will have to go to the school for work, but like the kids won't be there on Fridays. So that's cool. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, so hopefully I can get this done, even though I'm having to squeeze like an extra book into the time frame that I wouldn't be having to do normally. Like I had to fit Ladylike in here, where normally I would just be doing Moonshot and then going on to Frostbite was my original plan. But I kind of got tied up with work and I didn't get to start Moonshot as early as I wanted to. So yeah, in August I am finishing Moonshot and continuing Ladylike. In September, I am going to publish Moonshot, so that's when you guys will be able to get your hands on that. The book I've been writing in these past couple vlogs. And I'm going to finish Ladylike, and I'm going to start Frostbite, which is going to be a Beauty and the Beast retelling set in like a magical, wintry setting. And then I'm going to publish Ladylike in October and continue Frostbite in October. Then in November, finishing Frostbite, and I'm starting Keeper, which is a book about a girl who kind of lives in a crossroads between the evident realm, which is our world, and the obscure realm where these creatures called the shadow kind live. So there's that, and it's gonna have a naturey vibe, so I want to put that out in the spring, so I need to start it in November. So yeah, starting that and finishing Frostbite in November, and then in December I'm going to publish Frostbite. Since it's a wintry setting, I thought December would be best, so I'm publishing it in December, and then in December I'm just going to continue writing Keeper after I publish Frostbite. So yeah, that is what I'm planning on doing writing wise for the rest of 2022. Alright, so on to my self-care, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Okay, self-care has been done. I'm feeling so much better. I'm dressed, I'm prepped and ready for the day, and I'm ready to start writing. I've got my water, candles burning over there, and I'm just gonna take it kind of slow today. I think I'm probably gonna have a goal of like 200 words in an hour. I'll write 200 words, I'll take a break, write 200 words, take another break. And yeah, it's gonna make me have to write for 10 hours, but I'm okay with that as long as I'm, writing steadily, and I'm, just taking it slow today. I'm in a good part of the story, like an exciting part of the story, but I'm also having to stop a lot and think, because he's kind of giving her, background knowledge about what's going on in his world right now, and she is, taking it all in, and they're kind of hammering out the details of their fake dating situation right now, so that's where I'm at. I'm going to get some writing done. The next clip you guys see from me will be me going over some of the pins on my Pinterest board that I added the other day. So here we go. Alright guys, so things I have added to my Moonshot Pinterest board since the last time you saw it. I kind of added some atmospheric things, a mix of atmospheric things and research, sort of. So like this first pin over here about how the female wolf will protect the male wolf. I liked that for the story, and it's kind of like a concept I want to keep in mind as the story progresses. I'll just say that. so it's not too spoilery. This name here, I've been toying around with the idea of adding like because I love female antagonists, because my protagonist is always female, and so I like female antagonists, the idea of it. If I don't, because the antagonist I had originally thought, he's not giving me what I need. He's not giving what he's supposed to give. But he is kind of like more of a nuisance, and I'm I'm toying around with the idea of turning him into an ally later or something. But or if nothing else, he'll just be a nuisance throughout the story. But he's not gonna cut it as my main antagonist. And there's always like the character versus self internal conflicts going on with my characters. But to me, I feel like a story needs an external conflict as well as an internal conflict. So I need another antagonist. And if this idea that I'm thinking of doesn't work out, I'm still going to need another antagonist. But I just really like this name, and I like it for an antagonist. It sounds kind of antagonistic, I guess. Vlasta. So that's why that pin is there. These other two pins in this row are just like atmospheric things. So my male main character, this is pretty much how I envision him, I guess. Skin a little darker, but pretty much. So he has and with great eyes. So all the different packs, they have different physical characteristics and different like abilities, different affinities. So all the Lunara are gifted with kind of the same supernatural abilities, but there are 5 packs, and each pack has an affinity, so one thing that they're better at than all the other packs. So for my love interest pack, Laika, all the wolves in his pack, they have silver fur and green eyes, and so in their like humanoid form, they have silver hair and green eyes. So this last picture on here is his wolf, like how I envision his wolf, and that's how I envision him, close enough. And you guys saw how I envisioned Crimson last time. And I've just got some pictures here of wolves, just atmospheric things. I got the wolf pack dynamics here, so that's going to come in handy a little later on in the story. I have like the different parts of the wolf and like how the different ways that they stand, like when they're relaxed, when they're, trying to intimidate someone and trying to attack someone, because I don't have like a lot of experience with wolves. I've never seen a wolf just up close doing its own thing, in person. So my knowledge is limited to like documentaries and articles. So I'm doing research as I go. The picture of the football player is something that happens early on in the book. Basically, Crimson has to deal with a bully, and that interaction lands her in detention. So I've got like the detention and, and the classroom thing. And then these pictures you guys saw last time. So like this is how I basically envision Crimson. And the dead roses here. The first time Crimson is introduced to the world of the Lunara, there's a bush of dead roses, and I liked that imagery. And I liked a couple of lines that I wrote there a lot, so I just added the dead roses. And I'm gonna have like some kind of thing where the wolves can like communicate with each other through their howls and barks. I haven't really thought it up, but the howl is going to be kind of important later, so I wanted to put that there. And yeah, that's basically what I've added to my Pinterest board since the last time y'all saw it.